How's it going, everybody? I'm Corey, and hello and welcome to our Halloween themed stream in full Jack Skellington costume and makeup. Thank you to my wife Brandy for helping me out with that this morning. Today we're gonna do something different. We're gonna do something Halloween themed. And we're gonna try to do a project start to finish. So I got a little bit of prep done yesterday so that we can hit the ground running. But we're gonna start to go from start to finish on a little Halloween game today. We're gonna build a choose your own adventure game with the help of ChatGPT. So ChatGPT is gonna write us a story, and we're gonna all multiplayer pick which action we want to make based on ChatGPT's story, and we're gonna let the story evolve from there, and see how it goes. So I'm excited for this. It'll be fun to try to get something done all in one stream instead of doing an 8-parter like I've been doing recently. So that means we're probably going to do a little bit less from scratching and a little bit more pulling packages and using node modules and things like that. And with that said, we are going to do something not rusty today. We're actually going to be writing some TypeScript. But since we're going to be doing something non-rusty, I thought it would definitely be fun to try out some new things. So we're going to be using Bun. We're going to be using Bun for both the package manager, the bundler, the runtime for our server, and maybe even a test runner if we write some tests. So we're going to use Bun for pretty much everything here, which I'm excited for. I haven't played with Bun much, but it's been on my radar for a little while. So it will be fun to give it a shot. Sorry, my water was far away. I needed a drink. So we're going to use Bun, and we're going to try out a new web framework for me. We're going to use Alicia.js, which is the ergonomic framework for humans. So it's built for Bun, which is fun, and it has nice end-to-end type safety, which we'll take a look at once we get into code. And then we're gonna have a React front end, because React is something I'm used to, and I think it'll be good for just getting something out and done for today. So we're gonna use React Query to do the to help us make fetches and synchronize those and be performant there. So I thought about doing WebSockets, but with trying out Bun and trying out Eliza, it seemed like it might make sense to not do that new as well. So we're going to stick with boring, basic HTTP requests with React Query. We'll make those polling, we'll check every, 100 milliseconds, 200 milliseconds, whatever we decide for new state and all that stuff. So that is what we're going to get going. So let me... I even made a really boring Figma mockup yesterday. And I had ChatGPT and DALL-E help me create this little logo that I think we'll use, Adventure Quest, which may or may not be the end name we end up with here, but I thought it was a decent logo. It's going to be pretty simple. We're going to have this text of the story here with 3 options, and then you're going to pick an option, and we'll get to the next story. If we have time at the end, maybe we'll add some sound effects to the different stories, or maybe ChatGPT will generate some images. But we're gonna get started from here and see where we end up. Yeah, okay. Let me just 1 sec to peek over at my other screen and make sure everything's looking good. Yeah, everything's looking great. Okay, let's jump right into it. Okay, so I have the repo all pulled down here and ready to go. And since I did some setup yesterday, we'll just explore a little bit. So at the top level, I've got a package.json that is a workspace here. So we have a few packages in the packages directory, and then we have some scripts here just to make things easy for us. And we also have some dev dependencies at the top level, Prettier and fly.io to help us with our Docker file. And then in packages, we have our 2 things. We have a client and a server. Our client is a pretty basic create React app. And so it's currently complaining about some type issues that we're pretty much going to ignore because it's compiling fine with Bun. My editor just doesn't know about it. We might end up trying to make a... Oh wait, I thought I did have an index.d.ts that I thought... Oh, there we go. I just needed to open it, and then it decided that logo was fine. So there we go. So this is our React app. This is... And actually, you all can hang out and follow along at halloween.coreyja.com. I got this deployed yesterday, so this is ready to go, and this is the live site based on our current React app and our server. But as we go, we'll deploy some stuff here, and you guys can follow along with me, which I think will be fun. So yeah, we got our client. It's a pretty basic React app for the most part. We will look at the client fetching in just a second, but I want to look at the server first. So we have our server. This is the Eliza server, and did some setup, but it is pretty basic so far. So we're gonna use some HTML so that it knows how to do TSX and return HTML for us. And we are gonna serve our static assets. This is to serve the front end. So we take anything from the client out directory, which is where it puts its bundled things, and we serve it from the root of our app here. And if you just hit the root directly, you get this HTML page where we load our sorry about that, where we load our JavaScript, and then it's gonna hook into this React root right there. Hey, thanks for the follow, Naive Geek, and thanks for joining us. I hope you have a good time. I also made a test API endpoint that it's API hello, and it returns the message of test. This was just while I was setting it up, and I kind of thought I deleted it yesterday, but apparently not, and that's totally fine. Awesome. And then the last thing I want to talk about quick before we get too started, which was a fun thing, and we'll definitely touch on it again, but this is one reason I wanted to try out Eliza for the server, is there's this awesome type stuff between the client and the server where you can export the type of your application, and then on the client side you can import just the type, so you're not taking the actual package, just the type. And then you can use Eden Fetch, which is part of Eliza's world of things, and what it lets me do is we give Eden Fetch our app type that we imported from our server, and then from Fetch, one of the cool things we can do is we can make fetch requests. I don't need the then, it returns a promise. And so we have our API hello endpoint and everything type checks, but if we change this to goodbye or something, right, just anything else, you can see that API goodbye is not assignable to parameter of type. So it knows what routes exist and what the types are. And even better than that, it also knows the return values. So if we made this hello, get it out of here, which does exist, and we did const data equals await. Can I await at the top level here? Yeah, it doesn't care. You can see that data has, this is maybe better named as response, and then data is response.data. But you can see here that our data, it might not exist, so it might be null, but if it does exist, it is a message that contains a string, which is what we are sending on their backend. We can take a look right here. Our hello endpoint returns a JSON object with message of string type. And that is what our client tells us it's returning, which is awesome. So I really liked this type safety, and we're going to take advantage of that to hopefully help us go fast this afternoon. Hey, Backwards By, thank you for hanging out and stopping by, and subscribe for 12 months. Thank you for all the support. Couldn't do it without you. And thanks, I'm enjoying the costume. My wife definitely spent some time on it today, so I will pass that along to her. We're using this as a practice for Tuesday, the official Halloween, so we'll do it again then. And she has some improvements she wants to make, so it should be even better soon, which is exciting. Okay, yeah, let's get started then. We did a decent overview of everything, and if you have any questions about anything I'm using while I get going here, please let me know. But we're just gonna dive right in. So the first thing that I want to do is get this laid out a little bit better, right? So I want to lay out basically like my Figma. Put a logo up top, a box for some text, and some buttons down here. And if we get to there at the to start off with, I think that'll be perfect. So we'll do that, and then we'll probably kick a deploy and go from there. So let me open up a new tab in VS Code where I can get our server running. Awesome. So now I should be able to go to localhost 3000, and there we go. Everything is running. Let's make some changes and prove to ourselves that that actually did something. So in our server, we had this hello world coming from our server just to prove it was kind of there, but we don't want that anymore. Boom, all better. And from that, let's actually make this, let's change the title here. This is going to be Corey J.A. Halloween game. Also, if you're in chat, and have a better name for this game than Halloween game, please let me know. I don't really have any thoughts, so anything you can come up with will probably be better than Halloween game. Okay, so let's hop over to our client, and this is where actually everything is gonna live. Class name is deprecated. Please use class. I've included here to work as a React drop-in replacement, but this is React. I'm in React right now. That's interesting. I feel like if I do this, it's not gonna work right. Let's find out. Does this have the class app on it still? Yeah. Well, that's interesting. This is React, so why would it... Deprecated, please use class. Included here to work as a React drop-in replacement. But like, I'm in React, so that's interesting. Huh. We must be using a slightly different JSX than I am used to. But if we can just call these class everywhere, I'm not opposed to that. Oops. Yeah, that seems to be fine. Let's reboot it just to make sure that's still chilling. Great. Yeah, awesome. Okay. Not a huge deal, but we can drop class name and call them just class instead. Doesn't matter to me. Okay, so we have a logo in logo. But let's switch it out. Let's take this one. I have this in assets too. It's a huge one over here somewhere. There we go. Let's export this bad boy. Boop. Downloads. Logo. And let's drop this into VS Code. Sure, let's put it in a source. I don't think it matters much. And then this is actually going to be... Let's use the PNG version. Yeah, of course it couldn't resolve that. Because you did it too fast. The PNG should work, though. Oh, that's weird. It didn't live reload that nicely. Yes, I know that logo.pn doesn't exist. That's not what I asked for. There we go. That'll work. And let's see how we can do this. I meant to look at this yesterday, but I forgot. Does bun support post CSX and auto prefixer? It does not, so we're gonna do it from the CLI, the Tailwind CLI that is. Yeah, we're gonna use the standalone CLI. Except we don't need the standalone one. We can do it just from, yeah. So let's do that. Let's go over to here. Are we in our client? Nope. Packages, client. We're going to install Tailwind. Bun, add, development? Yeah, development. Tailwind. Awesome. We added Tailwind. And then tailwind.com. Oh, yeah. Bun, run, Tailwind, init. Thought that would work. I really thought that was gonna work, to be honest with you. Oh, why can't I do Tailwind? Tailwind CSS. There we go. That's what it needed. Doing the init. Awesome. Okay, so we've got a Tailwind config file. Anything that's a TSX file, basically. Yeah, we'll put all of our styles there. That sounds perfect. Cool. Add the Tailwind directives to my CSS. I don't really have an input.css, but I guess I can. Oh, index.css. Yes, I do have an index.css. Perfect. And then we need to make a script for Tailwind. So Tailwind, because Tailwind CSS is a thing, but Tailwind is not. So I can do bun, run, Tailwind CSS. And then input, output, and then I can even give it a watch at the end if I want. Perfect. Input, This is index.css, index.css, and do put it in output.css for me. Awesome. So now we should be able to do bun tailwind. Awesome. No utility class is detected. That's fine. The glob is in. Oh, yeah, that's fair. It doesn't need to be in one of these because they're always .tsx files. There we go. And then I can do .watch. Perfect. Okay, and let's throw that in our overmind. Tailwind. This. And bun tailwind watch. Okay. So now from here we can go over mine start again, and now we should have tailwind as well. That means that we should be able to go to my server here and tell it that there's a style tag now. A style tag. Source. Oh, it's like a link tag, right? CSS external HTML tag. Oh, thank you for the message, Sanzeko, about the costume. I enjoyed it a lot. My wife did it for me, and link rel style sheet. I'm enjoying it. I think it goes really well. And a fun thing to do, right? A fun thing to do for stream today. Okay, did we get a style sheet? I didn't do anything, but like, is there a style sheet attached to this now? Index.css, it does ask for it, but it doesn't work yet. What does our output file look like? Output.css. Of course it's called output.css. No, I don't like it being called output. Let's call it index.css. Let's just change the script. Oh, that's the server. Got to go to the client, package.json, and there we go. Index. Cool. And let's start this over again because I think it needed to pick up that new thing. Index.css. Index.css file. Okay, we are good to go. Let's start styling this up. Okay, let's go to our app. Height, full. Pretty sure that's correct CSS. Let's see. Height full? No. I thought that was how you did this. Height. Oops. No, I want to do the searchy K. Height. H full is probably what it is. Oh, it is what I typed. H screen. Oh, except actually, I have a CoreyJA.com. I have a Today I Learned recently about how to do this right for iOS. iOS full height HTML. Throw this into my index.css. So if I use min height screen, which is what I'm gonna do here, min height screen, in theory, that should now, yay, take up the whole screen. And on mobile, that will like not have the header and everything in my way, which is awesome. Okay, cool. So now let's do something with this logo. It's huge. Max width, like small. Yeah, even smaller than that though, really. And then like, it's just kind of laid out here, so can I just do margin auto? Perfect. Okay. And then padding top like 2. Let's do 2. Replace it with 2. There we go. Give us some padding there. Awesome. Okay. Cool. Let's add some different stuff here. So we want like a P, and this is where the story will go. Let's grab some lorem ipsum quick. Lorem ipsum. We probably might just do this a little mobile friendly here. Generate some lorem ipsum. Let's take like 2 paragraphs of that and throw that in here. Bun format. I have Prettier set up, but not like in my editor at the moment, so I just have to run it like that, but that's okay. Awesome. And then like we're kind of gonna want to have maybe a div just to put them in, but then we're gonna want to have like 3 buttons. We don't need classes on them, and this one's gonna be like option 1, option 2, and option 3. And look something like that. Those buttons look really bad, but that's okay. Okay, so class equals block. We want them to be blocky. We want them to have a width of like medium. Width medium? Just probably W medium. I'm not sure though. Well, that's interesting. Their block. Oh, the width medium just didn't do anything. Cool. But let's make them all blocky. And I want them to make them look a little more button-y. Oop. Ah! Okay. I should have done these all together though, but that's okay. Background of like, I don't know, Slate 400 will work for the moment. Rounded. Just rounded. That'll give it some nice corners. Yeah. And then we want to do padding in the X direction of like kind of a lot. 2 rems, and padding in the Y direction of not very much. Let's try that. Probably could have pulled out a component for this, so I'm not copy pasting the styles, but we're really gonna try to be just quicker today. Oh, except this is when it would have been nice, because I say quicker and then I'm copy pasting and taking all my time doing that. Okay, so we've got 3 options. This is gonna be a thing. This is gonna be flex, and then flex direction, flex columns. I'd actually never remember if I want columns or rows. That's what I want. Max width of medium. Perfect. And then justify center. Nope. Align center. Item center. There we go. That max width stopped working again. We're just doing it on the padding, which actually makes sense. So let's go back to that way. I'm fine with that. 8. I could make this bigger though. This could even be 16. Yeah, let's go with 16. Okay. And actually, let's see what this looks like on a phone. Oh, because I don't have the mobile. Ooh, Capuchin Tailwind CSS. Wait a sec, I do have to at least click on this though. Is this just a Capuchin color theme? Okay, well that'll be, this is easy to add. Let's see if my copy paste works across things. Oh, let's go to the client, CD packages, client. You gotta add Capuchin when you have the chance, right? Nope, that's not at all what I wanted. Copy and paste did not work across machines that time. It usually does. Nope, still didn't work. Okay. Capuchin/Tailwind CSS. Oh man, I was so close. Oh, I just added an extra U in the middle here. There we go. Tailwind file. And it's an extend. It's a plugin. Require. Right? Yeah. Okay. No, but that's fine. Tailwind CSS. Perfect. Okay, and then prefix. Oh yeah, no, we don't want a prefix. Default flavor. Yeah, I think I like mocha is the one I usually use. And where am I supposed to put this? This goes in, so the require, and then we can call the required thingy with a with a body of default flavor of mocha. I believe mocha is the one I like. Bun format. I really need bun format to work from anywhere. That would just be nifty. Okay. Is this still? Oh, let's restart it because I feel like it's gonna need one of those. Oh, that was a bun format now then? That's hilarious. Okay, cool. Awesome. It does look like we can still rebuild Tailwind, so I bet the colors are available now. We'll keep that up and we'll take a look in a minute. But what I need to right now do is HTML meta tag mobile. I need the right mobile thingamabobber. Yeah, I need one of these guys. So in my server HTML, need a meta tag. There we go. That's looking much better. Okay, and we're not gonna worry too much of making it look pretty right now. We will do that a little bit later when we have time. But I want to do one or two things here. Padding in the X direction of like 6. Give it some padding. Perfect. Love it. Love it. I think that's gonna do it, except let's pull up this cat pooch and tailwind CSS. Let's pull this up over here. Yeah, because you've got to give me the colors, right? Yeah, but I just wanted to know what the names of these colors were. Yeah, perfect. Okay. So like the buttons. Let's make those buttons this nice orange. Is it just it's peach? Let's make a thing. Const option button equals sure. Is that the same button I wrote? Yes, it is. Love that. Make it peach. Tailwind my thing might not know about it, but that's okay. So then I can do something like whoa. What's going on here? There we go. Option button. Option 1, yeah. 2 and 3. Ah, oh my gosh. 2, 3. What do you mean it can't be used as a JSX element? It's a function component. Yeah, well, it is true. Okay, what if I told you it was an option button that took in a string? Oh, actually, no, it can't take that, though. It does have to do title to a string. That's fine, though, because I want it to be JSXy. Title. Okay, so I don't know how to do... Element is not assignable to React node. Okay, so our JSX is definitely a little bit non-standard, but that's okay. And that other option button can't be used as a JSX component. Uh-oh. Yeah, Copilot is so nice at refactoring stuff like that, backward spy. I totally agree. Uh-oh. Is this actually right? I bet it's not. I bet this is my editor not knowing how to do things that Bun actually knows how to do fine. which is frustrating. Well, it got background peach. It just didn't, the Tailwind didn't work on that. And there's a slight chance we aren't going to look into all of that right now. I thought I had it set where I didn't need that extra thing, but I will definitely try the capuchin in here as well. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna not take a look at that for the moment right now, Backward Spy, but I was doing it where it said the default is false, meaning no prefix. So it should have just worked with text pink or peach or whatever. But I'm not sure. I think I'm gonna move on for the moment, and we will come back to that at the end if we have some more time. So let's actually just look at the Tailwind color palette here, because they've got some good colors for us. Where's just like the thing that's gonna show me all the colors? I want to just see the colors. Probably in like customizing colors. Yeah, here we go. Let's make those buttons orange 300. Oh, I thought it was gonna actually do what I wanted it to there. Background orange 300. Yeah, and it knows that color. Perfect. Yeah, orange buttons. Yeah, no, definitely. Please mention things while they're on your mind. I love that. But yeah, we'll work on some functionality first, and we will come back to this in a bit. Okay. We got a really basic layout working. Let's do some content. Awesome. Okay. Oh, and actually, let's deploy this. Fly deploy. These deploys have been like really fast, which is awesome. Oh man, I didn't really want to do a fly upgrade only because that's going to do a brew upgrade. And those end up doing a lot of cleanup. Though maybe I did the cleanup yesterday and we'll be fine. Nope, didn't do all the cleanup yesterday. That wasn't too bad though. That was reasonable. And the cool thing is that now... Oh, they didn't actually do the deploy. That was just the upgrade. But now we can do the deploy. And the Docker stuff, it like bun installs and builds so fast that everything kind of flies by. That bun install took 6 seconds to get all the dependencies, which is way faster than I'm used to. And then the compilation shouldn't take long, though I have that running as the start command. So that actually is just going to happen when we start our container. We might fix that eventually, just to show it while we're waiting here. In our Docker file, kind of just because of what happened last night, I just set the start command here to do the full going into client, running bundle, and then going into our server and running. I probably should have just had the build happen like somewhere over here, because there's not a great reason for me to do it the way I did it, but you know. Hey, there we go, and it is deployed at halloween.coreyja.com. Go poke around and try it out. Okay, so OpenAI NPM, we're gonna do some OpenAI stuff, so we're gonna use their official package for this. Bun, let's go to our server, cd packages server this time. Bun add OpenAI. And I should have done this ahead of time, but I did not. So I need to grab, woohoo! You see it, I'm glad, Backward Spy, I'm glad the deploy is working. I'm gonna need to go into secrets mode for just a minute and get a token all sorted out, because I didn't think of that ahead of time. So give me 60 seconds here, team. I'm gonna go into secret mode. You should still be able to hear me. That's the plan, at least. Yeah, you can even see me in the corner. Perfect. But I need to log into OpenAI and get myself a secret. So give me just a moment here. Hopefully this is easy enough. Yes, I know. Okay. Sometimes the login flow on OpenAI's site doesn't work. I must go to like some, I don't know. Halloween! Create the secret. We're gonna be bad at the moment. We're gonna put we're gonna take one secret and put it both on local and in CI. OpenAI _ key, we can call it that. That works for me. There it is. We're going to call it OpenAI underscore key, and let me put this in allow. Cool. Okay. And then I'll put this in fly.io too while we are here. Okay. Yes, always good to confirm the internet works, especially when we're doing deploy things live. No fun to have those not work, but very common to have those not work. OpenAI underscore key is what I called this. We're gonna save that. There we go. Next deploy, we should have that key, which is perfect because we don't need it for a whole deploy. And let's come out of secret mode. Okay, we are back. I'm gonna go do it again for just a second. Sorry, team. Because I didn't pay attention to what my editor is on. Okay, cool. My editor is in the right thing, except I need to add my mvarc file to my git ignore. So let's do that quick. mvarc, there we go. Now it's git ignored. Awesome. Everything is good to go. Let's close out all the files so I don't accidentally have it open. And here we go. Now you all can come back and join me. Okay, so we just added OpenAI to our server. So let's go ahead and maybe make a new server endpoint. And I think we're gonna do pretty we're just gonna make a game state endpoint that just returns the whole state. So you can just return an empty object right now. That's fine enough for me. Cool. API game state returns an empty object. And actually, let's put our current story. Is here. Okay. Let's get rid of this other endpoint. We don't need it. Game state though with current story. So I installed OpenAI to populate this, but I think I'm actually gonna get this running to the front end first. So let's hop back to our app. Class does not, and now it wants these to all be class name again. Now it's oh yeah, now you have a different JSX. I have no idea what's going on with my editor and these bun things, but I am used to class name for React. It makes way more sense to me. So let's just do that. And I don't know. Okay, that'll work for me. Okay, so I want to replace this whole thing with something from the server. So let's do const query client. We need our React query client. So it's all hook based for this. It's use query client. And just to show everybody, yesterday in my index.ts, I got query client in a provider here that wraps apps. So now we can just do the use query client and always get a consistent query client, which is how React query likes to work. Okay, awesome. So we have our query client, and let's get some data as game state. And we're gonna do use a query. And yep, we can call it game state. And it's gonna look something like that. It's gonna look a lot like that. Oh, except it's a query, I forgot. It's different syntax. Query key is gonna be game state. And our query function, so how we actually get the thing, is this. And we're gonna make this an async function. And I wanna make it blocky, and I don't want thens, just because those are annoying. And that closes that, that closes that, that closes that. Okay, so we await our fetch, const response equals awaiting our fetch. I think I need one of those. Oh, is this not the fetch that I think it is? It is not. Fetch from client. Don't I have a thing with client that exports a constant fetch? Yeah. So I want to do import fetch from client. And now this fetch, yeah, now it's the right fetch, and it knows that API game state exists. And it's going to return me I think I can just do return response.data. Awesome. So now I have my data with called game state and it knows the current story. So now, and I also can do like status. Actually, let's just do is loading. Is loading. Yeah. So now we can do like if is loading. We're just not even gonna render the app until we have game state. We'll maybe change that up eventually, but for the moment, I think that'll be good. Overmind S to get it started again. Hopping back over to our local host and so we do the return loading, but I didn't actually use this yet. This is where the story is gonna go. So let's do that. GameState.current story. So really, I could do is loading, but what I actually like to do is while you don't have a game state, as soon as you have a game state, you're good to render. Use query. No overloads match this call. Type string is not assignable to query key. Okay, well, let's take a look at that. What does it use for its query keys? It uses an array. So let's just use an array for our query key here. Better. Awesome. Yeah, and you can see loading flashes really quick, and then you get the story, and that's here at the moment is all we get. Awesome. Okay. Cool. So let's get a better story into our server. Bun format. Perfect. And now everything's messed up about the different class names. It's okay. We're just going to keep rolling at the moment. So in our server, we need to actually get a new, current story. And this is going to be interesting because I didn't really think too much about how we're going to try to get, because this isn't going to be super driven by users. Like, yes, people are going to vote, but, we need, more timing based of, when to move to the next question and stuff like that. So we might need something kind of cronny. But, let's just... get a game state object. Interface game state has current story of a string, and this is a game state, or undefined. Oh yeah, and it's undefined. That makes sense. So then this though is actually just gonna return game state. Yeah, I think that makes sense. Let's find out though. Overmind S. Oh, well, this is actually going to return nothing. And actually, is our front end even happy about this return type? No, it's definitely not. Hey, thank you for the follow, Raiku because our response here is data is undefined. Oh yeah, because we never set it to that. And it just knows that it's gonna be undefined when we get here. Game state, no, let's make their state equals game current story hello world. There we go. Where this is something that is a game of game state. I'm adding this extra level of indirection because I think that'll play better with closure scoping that I want to do here. I want to update the game property of state and let that get returned every time we call game state. Hello world. Okay, awesome. So that at least got populated through. And I think cronny stuff might be what we want to look into, and I know this has some cron support. So we could just add the cron plugin. CD packages server, add the cron plugin, and then we can just do a use with a cron. And we can import that. Add import. Those are the same. That's interesting. Okay, let's make a new one of these because I want one that I can run bun format in. Bun format. Can I do a watch on prettier? Does prettier have a watch command? Not like that. It doesn't. That's okay though. Name. I don't actually like. I don't want this to be on a cron really. This is going to be every 10 seconds. Every second that's divisible by 10, we'll do we'll do that. That's like fine-ish. Yep, okay, so it is working. And actually this current story is like optional because we don't always have a current story. How are you going to handle that? Current story just might not exist. Game state and game state current story. What? Oh, if there's not game state, or oops, or there's not a current story. That's what I want. Perfect. Now current story has a type. Love it. Okay. Localhost. Okay, that's still working. So let's go back to the server. This isn't my favorite. I don't really love doing this in a cron, but like, state.game.current story. Oh yeah, let's just add the timestamp to the end to make sure that's working. Oh, and I guess I don't have that anymore. Console.log state. Perfect. Yeah, there we go. Okay. And then every like 10 seconds, this timestamp should change over for me. Yeah, there we go. Perfect. Okay, so the cron's at least working. And let's change this to like every minute on the 0 second. So I think this is every minute now. We want to get a new thing from OpenAI. So yeah, now let's use their thingamabobber here. Oh, of course it defaults to OpenAI. I was so close to getting the right thing there, but I was not. Just make one of these clients, import OpenAI. This is going to be process.env at OpenAI_key. A little easier than their version. Awesome. Okay, so then in here, we can do OpenAI.chat.completions.create. Messages is an array of things. And then there's a role of system. And I think it's message content. You are a chatbot. We're gonna write a better one in a second for sure. Engine model. Yep, we're gonna do the turbo model at the moment. We're gonna see if we can get away without needing 4 because it's a bit more expensive. Yeah. Can I make that async? Seems like it. Okay, chat completion. What do you return to me? Got choices at 0 dot. That's it. Oh, I thought this was a string. Message. Yeah. Then you have a content. Dot content. That's fair. Const content equals no message dot content. If content string or null is not assignable to string or undefined. Yeah, but this isn't null anymore. Oh, yeah, but that is. There we go. Okay. Every minute, try to get a new thing from ChatGPT and see what happens. Hello, how can I assist you today? Perfect. Does that come through to our front end? Hey, thanks for the follow, Arnav Chat 2001. Thanks for hanging out. How's it going? Yes, okay. Hello, how can I assist you today? Is it gonna change? Oh, I told it to do it every minute. That's kind of a lot. How about yeah, we'll do it every 10 seconds. That's fine. Oh yeah, I forgot. I just get the notifications there come twice. Hello, how can I assist you today? Yes, I understand that. Can you give me a different thing here? Hello, yes, perfect. Awesome. Okay. So let's write a better thing here. So let's make a new folder for prompts. New file, initial story. Actually, yeah, let's just make this a TS file. That makes sense to me. Export const initial story. Yeah, except it doesn't like no. It's just we're just gonna return a string basically. Change surrounding from one of those to one of those. Awesome. Okay. You are a storytelling chat assistant. You come up with stories based on the user's input. Let me read chat while I think about what I want this prompt to be. Says, hey, question, I want to start learning to code, but I can't figure out if I want to do Python or JavaScript. Awesome. Well, congrats on wanting to learn to code. That's always fun. What are you wanting to build? What interests you in programming? I usually try to take it from that angle, and then we can kind of work back into maybe what programming language would work best for what you're trying to accomplish. I think in general, there's never a wrong programming language to learn first. Once you learn one or two, the skills are relatively transferable and you can like, switch to a new one when you're ready for that. So what are you interested in doing? And maybe we can figure out if Python or JavaScript is the right language for you. Uh-oh, Opus. I have lots of tabs open too. What are you working on? Or I usually do. I try to keep it better for stream, but not always great. You are let's do a spooky Halloween themed storytelling chat assistant. You come up with stories based on the user's input. Is it not like the new line? Ugh, that's annoying. The stories are told in parts with user interaction in between. The format of the output should be as follows. Story. Once upon a time, there was a spooky ghost. Oh, wow. That was a lot different than what I wanted. What should we do? Option 1, run away. Option 2, fight. Option 3, sing it a song. I don't know. It sounded like a fun option there. Okay, so what is going on? There we go. And so, and Sunas, I'm gonna go with that, sorry. Ansunas says, I want to like flex where I can work on apps or switch to game development. Okay. Apps and switch to game development. So if you want to do webby stuff and you want to make games and apps on the web, I'd definitely say JavaScript is probably a good place to start. But really, I don't think either of these, you're not going to go wrong with either of these. So I kind of think you can just pick whichever is feeling good and get started. And you can build apps and games with both of those for the most part. Opus says, you're working on your bot getting off again. Redid the front end this time with Nux just to make life easier, but no SSR, server-side rendering or anything. Oh, that's fun. It's always good to try out some different things. How are you liking that so far? Okay, so this, I want to make the initial story. Just call the function and get that string here. Awesome. Okay, let's see if this is gonna work right. We're also gonna need to parse this. Like, this is not the actual current story. This is current story plus options. But let's see if this even like just comes through correctly. Hello world is what there we go. Once upon a time in an old creaky house lived a spooky ghost named Edgar. Edgar had been haunting the house for centuries and his omniscious presence scared away anyone who dared to enter. One day a group of brave friends decided to explore the haunted house and uncover its secrets. What should the friends do next? Option 1, investigate the ghost's origin. Option 2, search for hidden treasure. Option 3, play a prank on the ghost. Wow, that story is absolutely amazing. That is exactly what I wanted to see. One thing that I'm curious about is, oh, there are new lines here, and they just got collapsed by my front end, which is awesome. I love it. Okay. And then did we get a new story? Yes, we did. And it's another ghost story again, because of course we got another one. Okay. Awesome. So that is working great. We actually can get the story there, but now I need to parse out all of these things. So now I think I need a regex that can parse all this out. And I interrupted this, but are there new lines anywhere? Kind of. Oh. Can I do this in multiple messages? Do I want to do this in multiple messages, or do I want to string parse? I think we're going to string parse, but in my example, I don't want it to start with story. We're just going to get started. And then we need a blank line before we go with the options. So basically, we're going to... and actually, let's do this too. I hope we can do this formatting. Make sure to leave a new line between the story and the options. This new line should be the only new line, the only blank line. This blank line. Blank line, it should be the only blank line in your output. Awesome. Okay. So now what we're going to do is we're going to split the things apart. Story is everything before the blank line, and options are everything after. Okay, so we have content, and then we want const parsed content equals parse the content. And let's make a parse function. Const parse takes in contents of a string and const story and options equals content.split on two new lines, like a completely blank line. And then so like story is story. And then options are options.split. Yeah, let's try that. There we go. Awesome. Okay, so now parse returns that. Parsed content isn't read. Oh. We might not have content. If we have content, you're allowed to do this. Opus, you were saying, so far is nice, dealing with OAuth now, so that's about as good as OAuth can be. Oh, nice. Yeah, OAuth is like, you know, you gotta do it and everything, but it definitely can be a little bit of a pain sometimes. Stage.game.options, yeah. Options. No, like these come together. I don't really like those being nullable. Yeah, maybe that's what I want. Yeah, and then this, I basically make a new one equals a new thing. That. Yep. And then we return that whole thing. So now on the client side, these titles are wrong. So I actually don't have, but I have game state dot option, no, options dot map option. Perfect. Yeah, this is what I want. Option. Yeah, love you, Copilot. I need a key here. I think I can just do that. Yeah, index. Perfect. That closes that. That closes that. Okay. Oh, not running. Okay, so we're about an hour in. I'm shooting for like 2 or 3. Let's see how it goes. Okay, so the parsing's a little broken right now, which makes a lot of sense, right? Console.debug content. Yep. The new lines aren't that didn't break exactly how I wanted it to. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14. There we go. Yeah, see, that one didn't work great at all. Can I tell it to just return me JSON? I definitely could. Is that gonna be my best option here? I don't really know, to be honest. Let's try something different. Make sure to leave a new line between the story and options. This blank line. Yeah, I kind of just wanted to give it to me in a little more structured format. I might try that next. It just seems like that's a good idea. Oh, we gotta wait for a few seconds for the cron to kick in, which is a little silly. I don't love that. I probably will refactor that away soonish. Maybe we should look for this. What should we do? And let's get rid of all of this stuff. It's not really reasonable anymore. What should we do is what we're gonna split on. So options here is gonna be a string. Const option lines equals split on that. Remove my mask. It's face paint. It's not a mask. Hehehe. I can't, unfortunately. No, formatted options. Can I just do slice to -1? Replace option space with nothing. That's not amazing, but it'll work. Let's see if that split better. Yeah, we gotta wait for it to generate the first one, which we definitely need to do on server boot. That'll be better. Okay. Okay, cool. This replace doesn't seem like it's working well. Oh. Ooh, what should they do? Interesting. Okay. That's fair. I need a JSON schema. I need a JSON schema generator. Story. Something. Options. An array of something. Generate schema. Oh, I'm not a robot. Now generate schema. Return a JSON object that follows the following schema. JS multi-line string. There's got to be a better way to do these strings than I did. I think I want backticks, right? Yeah, I want a backticky string here. Yeah, that's much better. That's what I wanted. Insert backtick. There we go. So let's see if this works. Every 10 seconds, sure. We'll do another waiting of 10 seconds here. Oh, hey everyone, how's it going? Got more viewers since I checked last time. Thanks for hanging out. We're getting our game working. We're trying to get ChatGPT to generate us some stories and options. And right now I just tried giving it a JSON schema to use instead of trying to do some string parsing. Except of course, then I actually tried to string parse it and it definitely didn't work. Oh yeah, that's perfect. That's the exact thing what we needed though. Okay, awesome. So content is this, parse content, awesome. Parse is going to be, wow. Const JSON equals JSON.parse content and then return JSON. Love it. If JSON at story, if there's no story, throw no story found. If no options, throw no options found. Perfect. Good enough to get going. This now returns me a JSON object. Oh, it's just a JSON object though, right? It doesn't actually tell me what it returns. Yeah, it's just an any. Yeah, because I want it to be this. I guess I'm just gonna type this way, as string array. Yeah. And then actually let's just do JSON as that. Perfect. Okay, so now this here in parsed content is this. And yeah, we can just set it to the game. Perfect. Okay, so ChatGPT, I think, about made us a story here. Come on, wait 10 seconds. This is annoying, but I'll fix that eventually. Awesome. Oh, that's the live one. Here's my local host. Once upon a time, in a small town called Spooksville, there was a haunted house that everyone feared. Legend had it that anyone who entered the house would never come out the same. One night, a brave group of friends decided to explore the house. They stood outside, nerves racing and hearts pounding, unsure of what awaited them inside. Awesome. And then we have our buttons. Okay, so... Oh, error, no story found. Cool. And the error wasn't too bad because it just like it didn't blow up the cron and it kept going. Okay, so let's do this. Oof. Okay. Let's move this. Like I want this, but I want a function for a create new game. Const create new story. It's an async function. Wait. Create new story. Cool. Run it right away. And then let's do this every... Oof, let's do this 5 minutes. Run every 5 minutes. Did I just like... Is there a non-standard second thing over there that it was doing that I wasn't? Oh, that's interesting. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Yeah, interesting. Okay, well, let's do every 5 minutes. That'll give us some time to vote in the middle. Okay. We're doing pretty decent. We're making decent time here. Once upon a time in a small village at the edge of a haunted forest, there lived a brave and curious young girl named Emily. One fateful night, as the moon cast an eerie glow across the village, Emily heard a strange sound coming from deep within the forest. She couldn't resist her curiosity and decided to investigate. What should Emily do? Okay, so I think we're ready to make a commit here. I'm pretty happy with this. Get a start of a story from ChatGPT. Now we need to vote. Okay, so let's set up some voting. We need to add an endpoint that can do something about this. Okay, so let's add an endpoint. Let's add a post endpoint. API no. API vote. Yeah. It is gonna have a request. And then I think what I actually want to do here is I can do what the shape of this is. So it's an object with a option. And it's actually just going to be a t.number. Argument is not assignable to this body. Okay. Okay, that wasn't gonna go there. It goes there, maybe? Perfect. Bun format. Oh, I wanted bun format over here. There we go. Okay. So request now has a body that has an option number. Perfect. Okay, so let's make a new thing. Yeah, so we have a state here, and then I think we also need votes. Or is that part of game state? Yeah, let's make that part of game state. Votes is a record of... No, it's just gonna be a number array. Because we're gonna index it by the thing in options, so it's just gonna be fine. Yeah, and this is where we're gonna reset votes. So actually this is parsed content. Yep. For each option we want a 0, so we want the number to match up. So should I change this? Maybe, right? Do we want an interface of game option to be content and votes? And options is an array of game options. I think we want to do it that way. Okay, so here, const game options equals parsed content. Nope, I'm way in the wrong spot. Parsed content dot options dot map. Content is option, votes is 0. Close all that. Options is game options. Format. Cool. Okay, so now in game state, you're already gonna get the number here. So then this is just gonna give you option. No, let's make this a string. And we're gonna match it on the string here. Okay, so a const chosen equals, oh, chosen option. I like that. Yep, you're a string. Perfect. Const option equals that. If option votes +1. That's all we need. That's all we need. Love it. Great. Okay, so now we have a thing that we can hit. API vote. It does the voting. Let's do it. Okay, so we want to do something on click, and we're gonna want a mutation. Const mutation equals use mutation. These ones I might need to look up a little bit more because I forget the use mutation syntax all the time. Mutations. Yeah, okay, so use mutation has a mutation function which takes in a option, which is a string, and it returns fetch API vote with option. Body is that. Oh, and method post. Okay, that makes sense. I need to tell it it's a post, and then it might be happy here. Too many? Too many. Okay, awesome. So we have a mutation function, and this can be, let's see, how do they use this? They do, okay, so I think I actually just want to decompose this to mutate. That's what I need to call when things happen here. 122 tabs? Yeah, I'd say you might need to close a few of those. Oh, an option button. Is it gonna pass down an on click? Or is it gonna take a mutate function? It'll take a mutate function. Mutate is a function of string. It just couldn't take it. It just okay. On click. On click. Oh, it is that way. Okay. On click here. You're gonna call mutate with title. Oh, whoa, not that. I just wanted to make this a capital letter. Is this the whole, it's not the thing it thinks it is? I think this is actually fine. I think this is the types being mad with bun and everything. Oh, nope, something's upset. React detected a change in the order of hooks by... Did I do that? Yep, I did, because I did that before my use mutation. Objects are not valid. Found object with content votes. Oh yeah. Options.content. I guess I do want to give it a votes. Actually, I guess let's just give it this then. Option equals option. Option button takes in an option. Oh, and I guess I did want to give it a mutate. Actually, let's not give it a mutate, and let's just do this the easy way. Option button exists after mutate does. Option dot title content. I think it's content. This is also option.content. Option.content. Except then I'm also gonna add the votes here. So let's do, yeah, votes. Votes. Perfect. Player option is a game option. Oh, I wrote that on the back end, so I don't have that type here. That's okay. It can be at any at the moment. Okay. Cool. Enter the haunted house, go back home. Enter the haunted house, enter the haunted house. Enter, 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 enter. Did this do anything, we think? Oh yeah, 12. 13. 1. Awesome, okay. So mutation function. I think there's a way to, like, after mutation, invalidate another query, which will update the game state. So let's do that real quick. Where's the, how do I, mutation side effects, unsettled, yeah. Some mutation function here, unsettled, query client invalidate queries, almost right. We just gotta put this in an array. Oh, okay, it's not quite that. Query invalidation, query key. Unsettled, we do that. Awesome, okay. Oh, need it up again. Yeah, backward spy. Go get some dinner. I'll see you back here in a bit. Hopefully, we have something to show off when you get back. That would be ideal. Why don't we have a game state on the front end? There we go. Now we do. Boom, boom. Ooh, look at that. Look at that. Oh my gosh, we can vote. Love it. Okay. So we can vote now, and it saves our votes. So let's probably commit and push so everyone else can have fun and do this. What do we do in this last commit here? We did a lot, didn't we? Yeah. Oh no, I still had parse before. Okay, cool. Switch chat GPT to output JSON for us, and get basic voting working. Let's do both a git push, or not, fly deploy. Yeah, let's just do a fly deploy. Get it deployed while we're thinking about it so everyone else can take a look. These really take like 20 seconds and it's great. Okay. Just waiting for this push to go through. I want to see it work. I guess I could have kept moving, but that's okay. There we go. Waiting for it to have started. Perfect. Checking that it's up and running. Perfect. Okay. And it's loading. Oh yeah, we do have to fix this so that it loads a little better, but eventually we should see the game come up. That's the thought, at least. I'm gonna let that run for a minute while I keep working, and I'll come back in a sec. And if you are hanging out in chat, please check that for me and let me know if it worked, and if it didn't, let me know, and we will go investigate it. Okay, so we can vote now, which is pretty dang cool. Let's do a quick format commit. Awesome. Okay, did this ever... Oh, see, this never made it out of loading. Uh-oh. We might need to do some quick fly debugging. Let's see what's going on in our logs here. Monitoring. That seems like it's working. What's going on in the console here, then? Connection refused. Why are you... Oh, is this cores? This is probably cores. I need to do cores. Let's do cores quick. There's a thing for it right here. Oh, let's not cross origin. Sending request to localhost. Oh, thank you, team. Is that what it was doing? I wasn't. I totally missed that. Is that a local host? It's not going any... Wait. It is localhost. Thank you. Phew. Okay. Why is it going to localhost? Oh, because I freaking have this in there. Love it. Localhost 3000. Yeah, thank you. Thank you, Go Godlike, for stopping by and hanging out. Wait, can I just do this? Let's find out. Because that's really what I would like to do, right? I would like to just be like, yeah, just go use slash. We're not doing anything crazy. Just use a relative route. I don't want to deal with domain stuff. No. The answer to that question is no. That does not work. Slash API slash game thing. Yeah, well, okay. Fine, but I really didn't want this to be full pathed. Okay. Const app URL equals process .env .app URL or localhost 3000. Yep. Actually, no, let's do this the other way. Or https halloween.coreyja.com. And then I'm gonna put a app URL in my thing. I'm gonna go to secrets for just a sec, team, to put that in my environment. Perfect. Okay. So let's go to secret. Let's go to my app. This export app URL equals HTTP localhost 3000. Okay, perfect. Allow that. Okay, okay. Come out of secrets. Okay, now what's going on? Process is not defined. Oh, because of course we don't have a process.env here. Ooh. That's a tricky one. Bundler process env. Oh, bun.env. Is that the issue? Do I need bun.env here? Nope. That would have been easy. Oh, dang it. Okay, well that OpenAI key is probably gonna need to be rotated now. Don't charge me too much money while I'm streaming, team. I'll get it rotated when I'm done. Or probably just remove it and make a new one, which I guess is what rotating is, ain't it? Okay. Okay. So bun and references with actual values when bundling. I do not want to do that. Define. Oh, but I'm not doing one of these build thingies. Can I do define with the CLI? Yes. Okay. Phew. Okay, so. Define bun.env app URL. Oh man, I don't actually like this at all. Maybe that'll work. Let's find out. Nope. Okay, so what do I want to do here to get the URL right? That's an interesting one. JS detect localhost. Can I do that? Can I just detect if I'm on localhost? Oh, why am I not using location.hostname? That's just the answer I'm looking for here. Location.href. This is just location.href. That might be enough for everything to just work. Oh my gosh, but I need to, there's like a, oh my gosh, okay. Trim end. Yeah, trim an ending slash off of it. Oh, is that not, can I not do that though? Expected 0 arguments got 1. JS remove trailing slash. I don't, well, it's replaced with a, sure. Strip trailing slash of location.href. Hey, at least made it to loading. Okay. Phew! That was a way sillier problem than I thought. Do I think that'll work in prod? Let's find out. Remove localhost from prod. Fly deploy. Okay. Phew. That was a little bit of a not a scare, but a little bit of a problem there. Thank you for your help, chat, and specifically Go Godlike. And Opus, you were helping out too, but you're always there, Opus. Okay, so after this, what are we gonna do? So we have voting like working, right? Like well, now the server's down. But it does do something, and we have it on a cron making a new story. So I think we're gonna need to work on that, right? Actually, I think the next thing I want to work on is right now you can just vote as many times as you want. I don't want that. We want you to be able to vote on one thing or the other. And so we will try to do that next, I believe. Okay. Phew! This finally works. And looks like we can vote pretty nicely on this. And actually, let's do one more thing really quickly, because this will be good. Right now, I can see my own votes, but I don't really see other people's votes just because it doesn't refresh on me. But I can change that really easily. We can just go and add a refetch interval of like, let's call it 250 milliseconds. Every 250 milliseconds now, well, if I run my server, we will hit the game state and get a new thing, which would, in theory, get new votes if anyone has voted. So I have to wait a little bit because apparently it didn't give me a great JSON the first time. Guess I could just restart it. How often do I do the polling right now? How often is my cron? Every 5 seconds it creates new story. No, every 5 minutes it creates new story. Yeah, so that's too long. We're not gonna wait 5 minutes for a new story. There we go. Awesome. And then I'm not gonna see the like votes changing ever, but I do see these getting refetched all the time. Perfect. That's probably a little high. Let's keep it real time. It's fine. We can worry about performance later if we need to. Refetch game state all the time to be up to date. Fly deploy. Yeah, do a deploy. Okay, so the next thing that I want to do is make it so you can't vote on the thing multiple times. And to do that, I think we're going to need some cookie stuff. Or to do that how I want to, we're going to need some cookie stuff. But I think it shouldn't be too bad, and I see cookies right up here. Okay. So if I ask for a cookie, I can do this. I want something like this in my initial route. So in this initial route, we're going to say there is a cookie. It has these things. It has a profile that has an ID. And we're going to sign this profile cookie with some secret. And like that secret is going to be fine for right now. No, I don't want deploy. It's already deploying. Oh, yeah, it's bun format. Not bug either. Yay, okay. So now there should be a cookie that gets set here. And with a profile, wait a second. That's what I want to set it to, yeah, okay. So then how do I get this out of here? We just do a thing that asks for the cookie. Cool. There's the HTML that we want to return at the end, but first I want to do profile.value equals, oh, actually, no, I do want that. I want value equals profile.value or give you a random ID. Perfect. And then the other thing that I wanted to do is in here, let's break this apart. I want body and I want cookie, and cookie is a thing that goes to profile. This then just becomes body. Perfect. Votes. So actually what we're going to do here is we're going to add profile.value.id. Yeah, so that's the new option. So this is the like, yeah, let's get rid of this. I don't want this here because I want this to be called chosen option in a second. This is going to be chosen option. There we go. Chosen option. Oh no, I was so close. Chosen option. And then const old option. Options.find an option where votes includes that. Except that, yeah, I'm gonna need to change votes to be a number array. Yeah, because everyone just has a number as their ID right now. Oh yeah, votes is now an empty array instead of that. Cool, except when I return to the front end here, I don't think I want to return the options as that to the front end. So when you hit the game state endpoint, with a question mark at the end was Ruby. That's not how this works. It also is contains, I think. Contain? Include? Includes. Yeah, okay. It was that one all along. If old option dot votes filter, you get rid of the one that matches. Perfect. Chosen options, you just add it to the end. Yep. Awesome. Okay, so in game state though, do I just want to return the game state? No, I don't. So what are the things in the game state? It's, oh, so I actually could do state.game. Start off with everything in there, but then options is options dot options dot map. Okay, this is okay. State.game, state.game.options.map. Option goes to that. That's a really bad typed signature, but it'll work. Let's see if we can do voting now. The idea here is now we set a cookie and keep track of who you are by your cookie ID. Cookie required secret, which is not set in get. Cookie required secret that was not set in get. Okay. I thought my hard-coded string there was my cookie secret. But maybe not. Okay. To set global sign values. Okay, let's do that instead. When I make Eliza, I want to do this. Secret and then sign. Secret does not exist in type these things. Is it secrets? Ah, that might have been the issue from down here. Let's see if that worked. Cookie profile required property found. Yeah, okay, so how do I make one initially? Just set a value to apply all routes instead of inlining to every route you need. Yep, got that. But like, because it errors, which is weird because it's erroring and telling me invalid cookie profile required property. Like, I get that, but I don't know what to do about it. Do I just tell it that I want a cookie? Profile is a thing. It definitely has one of these right now. Okay, but how do I tell it that it's like optional? Because this is what's happening in the body of it. Constructor, yeah. Also secret is wrong here. It's supposed to be secrets, but that's okay. Yeah, and it knows this is a number according to it right now. But I don't know how to tell it that, like, it might not exist. Alicia JS cookies. We hit a stumbling block. Let's see if this is documented better here. Oh, do I have a use cook? Do I need to use cookies? Do I not have that? And do I need it? Use cookies. There's no get set. No, you just do it. Assign, set, add, remove. Ah, that's what I want. I want it to be optional. Cookie optional. Yeah. It's an optional one of these. Nope, that was the right spot. This was the wrong spot. There we go. Think that'll do it. Undefined is not an object. Well, of course it's not. Do I need to clear my cookies? Because that would be kind of hilarious to me. Cookies. No cookies? I guess that kind of makes sense. We haven't loaded a page yet that does that correctly. Undefined is not an object. What do you mean undefined is not an object? To handle nullable cookie values, you can use optional on the cookie name you want to be nullable. Yeah, that's what I did. T.cookie has a thing called profile, which is optional. Optional thing is a number. Yeah, that seems like it should be working right. Dang it, I really thought this cookie stuff was not gonna be our issue. Does profile maybe not exist here? Is that what it's telling me? Gotcha. So how is it even letting me do value here? It shouldn't be, right? Profile.value equals Is that maybe gonna help me out? That's the kind of thing that I would really have wanted TypeScript to help me out with, if that's what I needed there. No. Undefined is not an object. Evaluating params.decode. What if I don't give you this? Profile has invalid cookie signature. Okay. Oh, I could call it profile 2. Profile 2 has invalid cookie signature. Thanks, of course it does. Okay, so I wanted signed cookies so that I could like guarantee no one was messing with it. And I think we're gonna come back to that because I don't know why we're not able to sign these better. Okay, we got game state. 19 votes. Wow. Vote is erroring now. What's vote erroring on? Just a big old bun error that I don't understand. I think that's maybe just my cookie. I have an idea though, and I think it's in my vote code where I'm doing a plus equals, and I don't think I'm doing it right. Where's the voting code? This one. Dot append. Dot push actually, I think is what I want. Cool. There we go. We got game state. Hey, there we go. Awesome. I can only vote once now. I think you could probably edit your cookie ID and do some hacking here since I couldn't get the signed cookie to work, but you know, we will take it. Okay, so but when I do this, I also want to know which one you've picked so far. So when we do this transformation, a chosen equals o dot votes dot includes profile dot id state dot cookie profile id. Yeah. But it's not on state. It's just gonna be in profile. Cookie profile dot, does profile know it exists? I don't think so. Okay, game state now knows chosen, so now let me put that on the client side in our option button. Oh, because that's not in. Okay, so I need to make this a JavaScripty block. Then I can do. Oh, I need to make it backticky. There we go. Option.chosen. Make it a different color if it's been chosen. Brought it down. Okay. I think we're doing good now. I think we're rocking and rolling again. We definitely took some time. Oh, our backgrounds didn't work. Why not though? I feel like that should have put... Oh, it did. Background orange 300. That's weird. Why didn't that... Why did I lose my color? It made it there. It's not like it doesn't know. And does it sound no 500? Yeah. Huh. How'd that break? Oh, okay. Orange 300. Oh. Because there was extra stuff at the end that I didn't notice at first. Got it. Yeah, there we go. You can now switch your vote. Okay, let's deploy that. You only get one vote and can switch it. Apply, deploy. Okay. Making progress. So now you get a story. You can vote on it. Well, you can't right now because I don't have the thing up. You can vote on it. Your votes are saved. You can see the count of everyone else's votes. I think that's about all we wanted to do. I guess now I should probably do like the whole how do we get to the next stage thing. Maybe you have like 1 minute per story, right? And we want to, see what happens in the next one. Okay, so let's work on that. I think what we want to do is when we create a story, right, we need to set a time. We need to set a time for 1 minute from now, and we keep checking until we hit that time, and then we do something. I could probably do this with set timeouts and stuff, but I'm not sure if that's the best call versus just having a loop that just does the stuff. I think I'm gonna go with a loop that just kind of does all the stuff we need it to do. Okay, so game state now has a next stage at, which is like a date time or something. A time. What do we? Ooh, I usually use something like JS time. I usually use something for this, but I think I can get away with just doing a date component here. Yeah, so then next stage at equals new date, date.now plus milliseconds times 60 times 5. Okay, so this is 1 minute, and let's just make a constant for that. Constant 1 minute in millis. Plus 1 minute in millis. Awesome. Okay. And then, so let's actually just get a timer on the front end first, because our front end now game state options is possibly undefined. Is it? Oh, yeah, because I said that wasn't, but I didn't say that everything is. Or you don't have options. Yeah, okay, cool. And that's why bun works. Oh, okay, this is just saying something out loud. One reason that bun has been working when we have type errors is because bun just strips it. Bun isn't a compiler. It's just a babbler. It's a stripper. It's a stripper. Okay, so yeah, but above our story here, I want like a time left is seconds left. Seconds. Something like that. We don't have seconds left, but that's okay. Const seconds left. I don't know. Game state dot Next stage at, and yeah, something like that. Wait, what are you? You're a date. Yeah, but what do you actually come across the wire as? It says it comes across as a date. That feels like it can't be true. Let's just see what happens. I'm not actually sure if that's gonna work. Get time is not a function. Yeah. Okay, it's just a time. Yeah, okay, perfect. Which is actually a little bit interesting here. So like I can pretend to do stuff over the wire, but it doesn't like work, if that makes sense. And the seconds left thing doesn't update because I just don't have it updating right now. Okay, so what's the easiest way for us to do that? Const seconds left, set seconds left, undefined. This can be calculated seconds left. Wait, this isn't what I want to do. A use effect doesn't help me here. React countdown timer. Simple countdown. I want to see a example. Live demo. There we go. Thank you. Okay. Yeah. React countdown. CD packages client. Fun add React countdown. Oh, hopefully that works with the strings. I bet it will. Okay, so countdown though. Where are you? I lost you already. Here you are. Next stage at equals, yep. Countdown to next stage at, and then what are the options here I can give you as countdown? There was a lot of these. Precision. Yeah, but I want precision. The precision on a millisecond basis. So like a precision of 3 leads to that. Simply strips the milliseconds part. Got it. Got it. Yep. That is what I want. How do I... so that's what renders at the end. Countdown in milliseconds. That's not really what I'm looking for. Renderer. I might want renderer, or I could just probably be okay with what I've got here. Oh no, that's that. Okay. Overmind S. See if that countdown's working. Gotta wait for this to come up. There we go. Cool. Time left countdown does seem to be working. Love it. Const now const is over equals is over if next stage add is less than now. Yes. Not is over, and do all the options. Format. Cool. So I think what should happen now is whenever I get a game state, oh, okay. I might need it. Oh wait, did I just? Oh my gosh, I had just gotten one, and then I made it quit. I think. There we go. Alright, so now if I wait that 1 minute, I think my options will disappear once it's over, which is kind of nice. It's not like super necessary, but it is definitely nice. Okay, so I think we're just waiting to see these 30 seconds expire. And then what we're going to do next then is now we need to say when this stage expires, do something. So I'm going to change my cron to checking like every second, and I'm going to store like what state we're in here. And then once we don't have time left, once our time expires, then I'm going to take the option, write it to a prompt with, you know, what we want to do, and get a new prompt and just kind of loop it basically. Yeah. Time left. This did not work. Just saying. Like we, wait. Time left went back to 1. Did we get a new one? Once upon a time. Oh yeah. You're walking alone in a spooky forest. Oh yeah, we definitely did get a new one. That's interesting. Okay. So that's a little weird that it didn't get rid of that. It's also weird that like the countdown doesn't always work. Or is that what happens when it's it's past now? (1606). Yeah, the countdown just doesn't work right. Which is like fine, but it's very strange. Huh. Next stage at dot is after or something. Yeah, no, so because this isn't. Oh yeah, let's do that. Is over if the get time is less than. Yeah, let's do that. I think that will work a little better. Yeah, there we go. Time left is 0 and we don't have options anymore. Perfect. And if we get a new one going, gotta wait for it to generate. Perfect. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a young girl named Emily. She was known for her bravery and love for adventure. One spooky Halloween night, Emily decided to explore a haunted house that everyone in the village was afraid of. As she entered the eerie house, she heard a strange noise coming from the basement. What do you think Emily should do? Okay, awesome. Add countdown timer to front end. Okay, we need to do the actual next story part, which I've been putting off for a little while, but that is okay. So one thing that we're gonna do is we're gonna stop doing create new story right away. And we're gonna get rid of this console log. I don't think it's super helpful for us right now. So 1 minute is when the next stage is. And then I also want to do state dot status. And it can be some strings. It can be generating initial. Oh, and I actually do want this to go to the front end, don't I? Status. It can be generating initial. Oh yeah, because I don't even need a game yet is what we're saying here. So which is really why I want status to go here, and I can do whatever I want to the return value. Because I do think I want this to go to there, but I also, it's more for bookkeeping on the back end, to be honest. Okay, so we start with generating initial, and type states. Yeah. No, those are really 3 states. Love that. Okay. Perfect. Oh, and actually generating initial, there's also like started, which is like nothing. Okay, perfect. So where's our run now? Perfect. So in run, if state dot status, yep, if it equals start, then we do create new story. And then we do ooh, wait. Yep. Just JavaScript. Triple 1, 2, 3, perfect. State.status equals generating initial, perfect. Else if state.status equals voting, waiting for votes. And state.game next stage at okay. Else const game. Oh well, yeah, let's get it now. So if we aren't in start, oh no, that's not necessarily true. Else, yeah, no, we are in the, yeah, we do want to do state status equals waiting for votes. If we're waiting for votes, then we definitely have a game. So const is over equals that. If it's over, const winning option. Oh wait. So now I want to do state dot status equals generating next. Yep, because we're in the generating next stage now. Sorry, just checking out chat for 1 second, team. Awesome. Just checking and making sure everything was still looking good. Winning option is options dot JS max by. I don't want the max though. I want the max by. Okay. So it does want me to do a reduce. Generating the maximum element. Yeah, okay, but that's fine. So if previous.votes.length is greater than current.votes.length, return previous. I need a formatter. Fun format. Yeah, it wasn't even valid yet. Okay, if that, else that. change it to one of these guys. I think it'll like it better. Yeah, so we don't need semis now. We also don't need that. Oh, we also don't need lots of stuff we don't need. Winning option. What? It's a game option. Yep. Okay. So now we need to take the that's kind of cool, but it's not at all what I want. So let's I want another prompt. Next step. Next step. Chosen option. Oh, I want it to be last story. It's a string and chosen option. Let's also be a string. Oh, yeah, that's because that's not how that works. Now you do last story of a string and chosen option of a string. These don't get that there. That's just not how type signatures work. There we go. Okay. You're a spooky Halloween. You come up with stories based on user input. The stories are told in parts with user interaction routine. Return a JSON following format. Okay. The current story is this. The user chose that. Perfect. Okay. Winning option is that. So fonts next story next equals next prompt. Yep, because I actually have to do the prompting. Equals next step. Next step. No. Last story. Previous last story. Last story is that chosen option. Sure. Why not? Why not make it different? Yay, okay. Next prompt is this. So then where's my create new story? Create story with a prompt. Okay. We get the first thing out of it. We parse it for all the things. We set the parsed content as the story. Options is game options. Next stage at is that. Perfect. Okay. Cool. So then this really just becomes await create story with initial story. Perfect. And the end of create story, I want state.status to equal waiting for votes. Generate initial, generating next. So we go from start to generate initial here. We go from generating to waiting for votes there, and we go from waiting for votes to generating next here. That might be the full shebang. Run every 2 seconds. And then what if we only give you like it's here. Plus like 500 milliseconds. You only get 500 milliseconds to pick what you want to do. Loading, 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 loading. I don't even know if that vote got in. continue story, end of story. That was a really bad options there. Console.log state. Just the whole thing. Every time this runs, we're gonna status start, status generating an initial. We got a story. We're waiting for votes. Okay. Wow, that was a really bad one, ChatGPT. You've done better before. Generating next. Okay. Oh, yeah, because I didn't actually do anything with it. Create story with next prompt. There we go. I don't really like what I did on the client side here, though, with time left. Disabled equals is over. Yeah, so they just get disabled when it's over. Let's try that. Okay. Let's get a new JavaScript just in case. Loading, yep. Continue to walk deeper. Generating next. There we go. Okay, so when I vote, it breaks something. That's also, it's not even supposed to be doing that at all anymore though, right? Because I told it to not do that. We're getting close, and then I'm gonna deploy this and everyone can start playing with it. We're getting really close to being able to like do something with this. There we go. Okay, yeah, so the generating takes a while. Or I did something wrong again. Because I feel like we shouldn't be generating next for this long. It's over if next stage adds less than this. We go into generating next. Oh. Only if it's over do we want to go to generating next. Left. Let's await it. Yeah, because I'm awaiting that one. It does take a while to generate the prompts though. Generating initial, there we go. Then we get an initial. But I wonder if it's at, oh no, but it made it into generating next, right? Which means we made it into this loop. Yep. Ooh, there's an error. What was that? There we go. Oh, yeah, well, that's just because you gave it a bad thing. Oh, but if it errored, then we're never gonna... Oh, okay, yep. Yeah, let's find my parse. Try... Just create story, just want a whole thing. Try... Oh wait, create story inner, catch, E, JS, catch, error, retry. Yeah, that'll work. Okay, so perfect. That closes the catch, that closes the try, that closes the while. Oh, that's fine, but it's not what I wanted. Fun, format. There we go. Okay, now let's try it again here. Hey, Backward Spy, how is it going? We are doing pretty good. We can now make votes on things, and we are trying to progress the story along. So we're trying to vote on things and then have it, like, you know, generate the next move in our story. And what I just added was a little, like, try-catchy loop thing. That's just, like, this. While we try to create a story, if it fails, most likely because we couldn't parse the JSON, we just catch it and try again. Oh, except I just triggered a reboot in the middle. That's okay. Generating next. Yeah, so it's trying to. Waiting for votes. Wait a second. It worked. I think it worked. Yeah, I think it's working. Perfect. Okay, it's definitely working. We don't give it enough time right now to like actually have anything happen. This. Let's change this to 1 minute in millis. Oh, bun format, sure. Overmind S. Okay. Start. Then it's generating initial. We wait for it to generate an initial. There we go. Once upon a time, in a dark and spooky forest, there was a young adventurer named Name. Name was known for their bravery and love for exploration. One evening, while Name was wandering through the eerie woods... Oh, too short. Once upon a time, in a small village, there lived a brave young girl named Emily. One dark and stormy night, Emily was walking through the woods when she heard a mysterious noise. Oh, okay, that's not right. Why are we going so quickly there? Oh, date.now. Where am I doing new date? And do I want date.now? Date.now. I might want date.now. Oh, now just is a number. Oh, yeah, that'll be nice. That might be nicer though. So if we're waiting on votes and next stage at, is less than now. That should be right for when the game's over. So what am I doing wrong about letting it, like, it's entering the state way quicker than it should. Generating initial, generating initial. We get one. We say the next stage is at 39. We wait for votes. And then we're like, yeah, we're doing a new one. Is my try catch loop doing... Nope, it has an await in it. Huh. Oh, yeah, of course this doesn't work. As soon as it works the first time, we want to return. I was doing this over and over again. Okay, so now we're loading. Once upon a time, in a dark and haunted woods, there was a group of friends who decided to go on an adventure. They had heard rumors of a hidden treasure deep within the woods, but little did they know there was something more sinister waiting for them. Continue the story. Yeah. So we have to wait a minute now, which is of course gonna be way too long for this, but let's at least wait 1 minute here to see it all work, right? Because I haven't seen it actually progress all the way through a story here yet. And then after this, we're gonna have to get this deployed, and maybe people in chat can click around with me and do some votes, and we can see how it goes. A minute is a little long here, but I do want everyone to be able to read and think about it and play. So we'll try a minute. We might try 30 seconds at some point. For deving, we might try 30 seconds for a while. Okay. Are these buttons now deactivated? Oh, now they are. They weren't at first, but now they are. Oh, cool. As they ventured further into woods, they could feel an eerie presence lurking around them. The air grew colder, and the trees seemed to whisper hauntingly. Suddenly, they stumbled upon an old abandoned house. It creaked and moaned as if it had a life of its own. The friends looked at each other nervously, unsure of whether to continue their quest or turn back. What should they do? Enter the house. Let's deploy this. Oh, can I deploy this while this is running? Yeah, of course I can. Get advancing to the next stage working. Apply deploy. Oh, wow. 38 seconds. So something breaks sometimes with the countdown thing, and it doesn't count down correctly. Waiting for votes. Waiting for votes. 41:20. Okay, so it's pretty soon, I think. I don't know what happens with our countdown timer, though. Sometimes it just completely breaks. Generating next. Perfect. Do. It's taking a long time. Oh, there we go. We got an error. So at least once we errored on ChatGPT giving us a JSON thing. And I don't know if it's still looping. Like it should be, right? Because we should be caught here and then we should while true. But it doesn't feel like it's working right. Let's see the deployed version. Did it go out? Yeah, it did. Okay, let's try it. Let's try it live. Okay, you're walking alone in the woods at night, surrounded by towering trees and the sound of rustling leaves. As they continue on your path, you stumble upon an old abandoned cabin. The windows are shattered and the front creaks loudly in the wind. What do? Enter the cabin. Oh, we ran out of time. Next stage at 42. Yeah, so it is already happened. Oh, actually, I have a better idea here. So status generating initial, generating next. Yeah, okay. What I want to do here is in this thing, in the catch here, I want to do state.status equals waiting for votes. Get rid of it being in a while, because that was just a little silly. And so if you can't create a story, you go back to a waiting for votes state. If state dot status equals generating next, we do that. Else, if state dot status is generating initial, we go to start. Perfect. I didn't want to deploy you. I wanted a bun format. My history just keeps being silly. Okay, generating initial. We got an initial. Let's go to my local host. Once upon a time in a brave adventure house. Oh, wow. Oh, okay, cool. A group of friends decided to spend the night in a house hoping for a thrill. Yeah, that one sounds great. Waiting for votes. Okay, let's do something else quick. I want this time left thing to come from the server, because this is getting silly. How it just doesn't work right. Seconds left equals floor. Yeah, okay, so I want date dot now minus that whole thing divided by 1,000. State.game is possibly undefined, so then that's possibly undefined. Or 0. What object is possibly undefined? State? State's possibly undefined? Like, I have this at every step of the way here. Oh, okay, I was just missing that. Okay, so seconds left. Now I should just be able to go to here. Game state dot seconds left. Seconds. Let's try that. Because I didn't like what was I didn't like how it was working from the back end. Or from the front end. We'll do it from the back end because we're hitting this thing we're hitting this thing so often that it definitely knows how to do this. Yeah. Wait, that's not right. Yeah, time left 54 seconds. Wait, why is this in that direction? That's hilarious. I guess I wanted it the other way. Is over is game state dot seconds left is less than or equal to 0. Whatever. Awesome. Okay. But then in this side, this is the wrong way. Seconds left. I guess I could just make it negative. Yeah, let's just make it negative. That's fine. That works for me right now. Okay. This should now do a countdown timer when it comes up. We're loading, we're loading, we're loading. There we go. Awesome. Once upon a time, in a small town called Spookyville, there lived a young boy named Timmy. Timmy was known for his daring adventures and his love for Halloween. One day, as Timmy was walking through the town square, he noticed a mysterious old man sitting on a park bench. The old man had a mischievous smile on his face and was holding out a small glowing pumpkin. Timmy couldn't resist the temptation and approached the old man. "Would you like to hear a spooky story, young Timmy?" the old man asked, his voice sending chills down Timmy's spine. "Yes, please." Okay, so obviously this needs to start working soon, right? Like we need to get this working. But then after we can progress to the next stage, I think one thing that would be nice is if it told you, like if it kept track of the whole story here, that would be really cool. Or at least told you like last time you picked yes please as the option or something, right? I think that would be interesting. 0. We do go negative, which is fine. This should now have gone to generating next. And then something should happen here. And like it is logging, it's just not, it doesn't seem to be doing anything. Generating next. And we are hitting that. If it's over, if game dots, oh, that's only what I sent to the front end. I don't save that there. Is over if that is minus now is less than 0, less than or equal to 0. And then this should be math.max of seconds left and 0. Okay, take the left path. But we still have 40 seconds to go here. Let's close this for a minute. I want to change my output here so that I can see this better. Console.log. That's in here. Now find me the console.log. Next one. This one. Okay. Console.log. Creating a new story. Perfect. If we are waiting for votes, seconds left. Yep. Console.log. Seconds left. Voting. Seconds left. Console.log. Generating the next story with winning option of that. Console.log. Next prompt is that. Perfect. Okay, let's try this. We got some better logs. Creating a new story. Creating a new story. It does take a while to create a new story. Okay, awesome. We're gonna take a shortcut through the haunted forest for sure. Okay, so yep, we do voting. Seconds left. This works great. Gotta wait for our full minute here. Got about 30 seconds to go. Let me take a drink of water. So I was hoping for about a 3-hour stream, and we are at 2 hours and 48 minutes. So I've got maybe about a half an hour left in me. And then I think I need to get out of here for the afternoon. But I think we can get at least something decently working in the next half hour. Let's see though in just a sec. 10, 8, 6, 4, 2, 0. Next prompt. Yep. The current story is the user chose the shortcut through the haunted forest. Perfect. And I got the prompt, so we're really just wait. Oh, there we go. Wait, did it work? Oh, wait, something happened though. Emily decided to take a shortcut through the haunted forest. Yeah. Oh, and that wasn't the right JSON? Okay, so it's not ever creating the right JSON for this. Let's try that. An example of a valid response would be a story, something spooky. Option 1, option 2. Perfect. Okay. Loading. We're creating a new story. Got a new story. Once upon a time in a small town named Spookville, there was a haunted house that stood on a hill. Legend had it that anyone who entered the house would never return. One spooky night, a group of adventurous friends decided to explore the house. As they approached the creaky front door, they hesitated. What should they do next? Well, of course they have to enter the house. Come on. We're doing spooky stories. What else are they going to do? So of course we're having problems right now getting the prompts parsed from ChatGPT. These initial ones, they were doing this JSON schema like perfectly, so I didn't think there'd be any issues. But of course, now we are having issues. I could always do, and I might try that in a minute just to see. So I could just turn the flip to GPT-4 and see if it can do that better, because I have a slightly sneaking suspicion that it will do a lot better at returning valid JSON. Oh. As the group of friends crossed the threshold of the haunted house, a shiver ran down their spines. The air inside was heavy and filled with an eerie silence. They cautiously stepped forward, their footsteps creating echoes in an empty room. Suddenly, they heard a faint whisper coming from the dark hallway. Do you dare to proceed? If you do, you may find the answers you seek. It was a mysterious voice, tempting them to continue their exploration. Should the friends follow the voice or turn back? Well, let's say turn back this time, only because I want to see what the story says if we turn back. Also, though, while we wait for these 30 seconds, let's definitely improve prompt and logging. And fly deploy. Let's get a fly deploy out. We got 7 seconds left. Perfect. 4, 3, 2, 1, 0. Okay. As the group turned to leave, they heard a loud creaking noise behind them. They turned around to see that the heavy wooden door they had just crossed through had slammed shut, sealing them inside the haunted house. Panic filled their hearts as they realized they were trapped. The mysterious voice echoed through the hallway once again. There is no turning back now. You must find the answers you seek or remain here forever. The friends cast worried glances to each other, unsure of what to do next. Continue exploring. Awesome. Okay, so this is like working great. I'm gonna close my local one because if we're gonna be playing, we should really be playing all live with the live one. So if you're in chat, please head to halloween.coreyja.com and let's do this spooky adventure together. So once upon a time, in a small, creepy town called Spooksville, there lived a brave young boy named Alex. One day and stormy night, he decided to explore the eerie old mansion at the edge of town. As he opened the creaky front door, he was greeted by an ominous voice that said, "Choose your fate, Alex. Will you explore the basement or the attic?" Ooh, I'm gonna vote for attic. Is anyone else in chat around to throw in a vote? If not, we're gonna explore the attic in about 20 seconds. So there's a few, two. We got 2 votes for attic. Woohoo! I love it. The thing ticked up. Man, I love it. Attic. Yeah, thank you, Backward Spy. We gotta explore the attic, right? I do want to add a few more transitions, so I think we will do a few more things, but this is working reasonably well. I'm pretty happy with this so far. It worked perfectly. As Alex cautiously climbed up the dusty staircase, he could hear the floorboards groaning under his weight. Each step seemed to echo through the empty halls. The attic door was slightly ajar, inviting him inside. With a deep breath, Alex pushed the door open and stepped into the darkness. The room was filled with dusty old furniture covered in white sheets, casting eerie shadows across the room. Suddenly, he heard a faint whisper coming from one corner of the attic. It said, "Answer this riddle to proceed. I speak without a mouth and hear without eyes. I have no body, but I come alive with the wind. What am I?" Well, that's fine, but we really need more than one option. Let's see if we can put that in the prompt. Because like that's not that exciting with one option. There must be at least 2 options for the user to choose from. Try to make sure there are always 2 options. I say try because this is all just being done with ChatGPT, so it gets to do whatever it wants to do. Awesome. As Alex thought about the riddle, he quickly realized that the answer must be an echo. It speaks without a mouth and hears without ears, and it comes alive in the wind. With a sense of accomplishment, Alex confidently said, "The answer is an echo." Suddenly, the hidden wall panel creaked upon revealing a narrow staircase leading further up into the darkness. Curious and determined to uncover the mysteries of the attic, Alex climbed the stairs, careful not to make a sound. At the top, he found himself in a small room with a single window that overlooked the moonlit graveyard. The wind howled outside, sending chills down his spine. In the corner of the room, there was a dusty old book with a worn-out cover. Oh no! Oh, I did a fly deploy! Haha! That's funny. I didn't think about that. The fly deploy is just gonna completely blow away our state. Well, that's okay. We got 2 options here though, so that worked. Always continue deeper into the forest, Emily. For sure. Why would you not want to continue deeper into the forest? Yeah, everyone thinks we should continue deeper into the forest. Thanks, team. I like this a lot. I like this a lot. I'm gonna do some branding here, except let's see if I can keep this open. You go over here to the right. Oh, we didn't end up using that. That's okay though. Oh, and that's in Discord. That's okay. Let's pull up my editor. Throw it over here on the left so that we can keep watching this. Yeah, there's no story if I don't at least have it on screen, right? I'm not sure if that's exactly what you meant, but or maybe that was for the 2 options. But either way, I agree with you. We got to prioritize the story here. Oh, continue deeper into the forest. There's not a story. That's probably what you meant. Yeah, right? I don't really like these turn back options, but you know, hey. Yeah, I made it just at the end. Thank you for helping me out there, though. I was a little slow on the uptake for sure. What was I gonna do? I was gonna brand some stuff. But I have to vote again. As Emily continued deeper into the forest, the whispers grew louder. She couldn't quite make out what they were saying, but the words sent shivers down her spine. Suddenly, she stumbled upon a clearing in the midst of the eerie trees. In the center of the clearing, there stood an old, dilapidated cabin. The door creaked open, inviting her inside. Should Emily enter the cabin or continue exploring the forest? Oh, you gotta go with the cabin. Okay, so I'm gonna brand this. I'm happy with how this turned out. Wait, this is all in a header? How about we get rid of that? That didn't need to happen. Div class. I don't really need a class name on it, but I want to put something on it. CJA branding. Oh, and I know what I want to do here. I want to do margin top auto. Oh, not like that. Created by Corey J. Wow, that was perfect. We got a new question though. This is impressive for 3 hours work. Great job. Thanks. I'm really happy it all came together. It's one of those things where everything came together at the very end, and I'm happy with how that turned out. As Emily cautiously entered the cabin, she was greeted by a musty smell and a darkness that seemed to envelop the room. She took a hesitant step forward, her heart pounding in her chest. Suddenly, the door slammed shut behind her, trapping her inside. The whispers that had been haunting her grew louder, echoing off the cabin walls. Emily felt a chill run down her spine. Should she search for a way out or try to communicate with whatever had brought her here? Oh, definitely communicate with the entity. Yeah. Someone else beat me to it. Probably you, Backward Spy, but I'll give there be a chance that someone else is here hanging out with us. Okay, so I'm adding some branding here. It may be me. He he he. I'm gonna pretend it's not, but I agree it probably is. I'm gonna do a new tab. I want to go to my site. I'm gonna copy. Wait, is this just this SVG that's just inline in here? Oh, it totally is. Okay. Copy outer HTML. Let's go back to our game. Emily took a deep breath, steeling herself for what was yet to come. She closed her eyes and whispered, "Who or what are you?" The whispers in the cabin ceased, replaced by an eerie silence. Emily held her breath, waiting for a response. Suddenly, a voice filled her mind, icy and unmistakably malevolent. "You should not have come here, Emily," it whispered, sending shivers down her spine. "You are mine now." Emily's heart raced as she realized the gravity of her situation. Should she stay and try to reason with the entity, or try to find a way to escape? Ooh, sure, try to reason with the ghost. That's definitely gonna go well. Oh, cool, my local is... No, it's not actually working. So I'm actually gonna switch to my local. Diplomacy option. Yeah, you have to work it out with the ghost, right? Maybe the ghost can be reasoned with. We don't know the ghost can't be reasoned with yet. We haven't tried. You're supposed to have a thing at the bottom now. We don't even have a header anymore. I removed it. So what are you looking at? There we go, created by Core JA. Now we're seeing the full thing. It just didn't rebuild right away. Oh, I was really hoping that was gonna work to push it to the bottom with margin top auto. That would have been really nice if it did. It's fine. We're not gonna worry about that too much. I could figure out. If I figure out, I mean, like, I know all the tricks to get them to the bottom. It's just not worth it to me right now. Let's do like a really big one. Let's just do like a 12 padding or something. Yeah, sure, that'll work. Margin X of auto. That maybe will center it for me. Maybe not. Oh yeah, because it's text. I don't need this. I just need text center. Nice. Yeah, and I am gonna just not take a look at our live one for just a minute here while I add some branding here. Sorry about that, everybody. I'm only a little bit sorry about it anyways. So do I want this? I kind of just want a PNG. Like, I know, the SVG is better. Yeah, that is nice. Okay, cool. Max width, like medium or something? I don't know. Max width, small. That's even still really small, to be honest with you. Extra, whoa, 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 whoa. Extra small. Yeah, that'll work. Margin X auto. Perfect. This should also be part of the link. Maybe it's its own link. Does it really matter? Nah, probably not. We really definitely need a bun format to happen now. Yeah, much better. Oh, now we have to create a new game. That's funny, but that works. I want to pull this out to a new thing. New CJA logo.tsx. Export const logo. I guess I can do logo. Just pulling this whole thing out because it's huge. We'll keep it like that. We'll just pull out the SVG. Open. I think I can just actually tell you to do it. Import React. Yay. You can now do logo. Oh yeah, I forgot. It's logo. Add an import for it. What are you mad about now? Logo can't be used as, that's just fine. It'll work. Nice. What happened with those? Why did they go full width? That was interesting. I'm not really sure why that happened, but it's back to normal. Nice. Okay, well that's really all I wanted. Like, I just wanted to brand this a little bit so that if I send it to people, I at least get a little bit of credit for this here. Cool. Okay, so now let's see. I got maybe 5 or 10 minutes. Let's touch up some styles here. Class name equals text center. Give it like some padding on the Y direction. Perfect. Yeah, okay. Let's make a const button color. Is a function that takes in chosen and is over. Perfect. If it's no. If is over, then we do that, else we do that. Okay. Okay, so if you're chosen, we're gonna do 400 or like 800. And if it's not chosen, oh, actually that's the opposite. I want, when it's over, you do that. When it's not over, you do that. When it's not over, you do that. And you do that. And then this can be right on this line. It's button color of chosen and is over. And is that because I brought it down, or is it just coming up with a new... Yay! Awesome. Nice. And then in a minute, they seem like they get nice and the right color. So you should still be able to know which one you picked, kind of, but they both will get darkened out. I like that. And actually, this is like, I can also do is over opacity 50. Let's do that too. Actually, what if I just do that? Let classes equal that. If chosen, classes dot push, else classes dot push that. Is over classes dot push opacity 50. Ah, making everything messy here. Return classes that join on a space. Perfect. Hey, thank you for the follow, Turek FL. Sorry about definitely not pronouncing your name right. I am awful about that. But if you want to come in chat and tell me how I should pronounce it, I definitely will. You're battling an ice elemental on the live version. Okay, gotta check that out. As Emily prepared to fight the ice creature, she took a deep breath and steeled herself for what was yet to come. She looked around the room, desperately searching for something she could use as a weapon. Just as she was starting to lose hope, her eyes locked on a nearby fireplace. Without hesitation, she grabbed a poker from the fireplace and held it tightly in her hands. The ice creature let out another terrifying scream and lunged towards her. Emily swung the poker with all her might, smashing into the creature's icy body. The creature let out a howl of pain and stumbled backwards, momentarily stunned. This was her chance. Should she continue to attack the creature, or try to escape while she had the chance? Oh yeah, we're definitely going to attack the creature. We've got to keep going. Yeah, thanks for stopping by, Tariq. I'm going to go with Tariq, but let me know if I'm way off base. Thanks for stopping by. I hope you enjoy. We are just wrapping up our game here, where apparently we're fighting some ice elemental. I like that name for it, Backwards Spy. I want to see what happens after we attack the creature here, and then I'll get back to my slight branding and stuff. With a surge of adrenaline, Emily continued to attack the creature, determined to defeat it once and for all. She swung the poker again and again, landing blow after blow on the icy body. Each strike seemed to weaken the creature further, causing cracks to form in its frozen form. But the creature was not giving up without a fight. It retaliated with icy claws, swiping at Emily with a ferocity that sent shivers down her spine. Despite the pain and fear, she kept swinging the poker, refusing to back down. Finally, with one last powerful strike, the poker shattered the creature's icy shell, causing it to shatter into 1,000 pieces. The room filled with an eerie silence as Emily stood among the remains of her defeated enemy. As Emily caught her breath and surveyed the room, she noticed a small hidden door in the corner. It seemed to be beckoning her to explore what lay beyond. Should she enter the door or take a moment to rest and recover? Ooh, let's rest and recover. I'll do that one with you, Backwards Spy. Okay, this looks really good. I had a Figma at one point that had it that had it in like a dark mode with a background color. No, we're gonna leave it white. It's fine. Getting dark modes to look good is hard, and this looks fine. Yeah, you gotta have a snack first, right? You gotta get your energy up. You can't keep fighting monsters left and right. Emily decided to take a moment to rest and recover. She found a dusty old armchair in the corner of the room and sank into it, feeling the exhaustion wash over her. As she closed her eyes, she could still hear the faint sound of cracking ice echoing in her ears. After what felt like hours, she felt rejuvenated enough to continue her exploration. She stood up and stretched her weary limbs and made her way towards the small door in the corner. With a deep breath, she reached for the doorknob and slowly turned it, unsure of what awaited her on the other side. The door creaked open, revealing a dimly lit hallway adorned with eerie paintings and flickering candlelight. A chill ran down Emily's spine as she stepped into the unknown. What should she do now? Oh yeah, well you gotta keep going, right? You made it this far, you're not turning back now, Emily. Whoa. Oh, yeah, those were not ever supposed to go to green. Yeah, much better. I like how sometimes they're full width and sometimes they're not, and I don't know 100% why. But like, that's like not a huge deal. I just don't really know. These are getting re-rendered every time. Should they be? This should be. These feel like they don't need to be re-rendering every time, but that's a performance thing. We're not worried about performance here. We were worried about building a game in 3 hours. And I think we did pretty good. Oh, let me pick one of these so I actually can see the colors change in 10 seconds. Not on my live one. I'm on locals at the moment. For anyone following along. Perfect. That grayed them out perfectly. They look very disabled. You can't click on them. Love that. Okay. Well, I think we might be wrapping up here soon, which means I am going to have to deploy. Yeah, we'll agree with you backwards. But I'm not going to have time to read all of that in 5 seconds. But we're going to go right down the narrow corridor. Oh, yeah, stairs. We don't want to go upstairs. We're already tired from fighting a monster. Stairs seem too much. Okay. I'll read this one and then we're probably going to wrap up. Emily cautiously continued down the narrow corridor, the shadows growing darker and more menacing as she went further. Suddenly, she heard a faint creaking and sound coming from behind her. She turned around quickly but saw nothing. The corridor seemed to have closed behind her. Panic began to rise within her. Should she keep going forward or try to find a way back? Well, she just said there was no way back, so I think going forward is the way to go. Get things looking a bit nicer and take credit for the game. Yeah, we'll do a quick thing. I'll take a look at this real quick. But oh, okay. So no one's gonna see that on stream because I clicked it on my laptop. But there is some fun animations at the beginning. Okay, we're gonna pull this up. I wasn't 100% sure, but we got to because this was fun. Yes, it did work. So like, well, first I think I saw a blip of an error message at one point. It's gone now. That looks really pretty. It's like, I don't love biggie animation things, but like for a portfolio site where you like are trying to show off your ability to do animations and stuff, it's really fun. One thing I will say is that on my smaller screen, I didn't get your post above the fold, so it was more like this. And it took me a while to understand that this arrow was telling me to scroll down. I thought it was kind of just part of the visualizations going around here, and it took me a bit to figure out that I needed to do something. But I like this a lot. It's really fun. I can take a look at this more offline. And if you stop by my Discord, you can find the links in my Twitch or GitHub profile. Then I can definitely give you some more feedback on this offline. But at the moment, that's my feedback. I really like the 3D stuff, and oh, this is interactive a little bit? Ooh, that's fun. I want to be able to click now that I found out it's interactive. But the arrow wasn't super... oh! Why don't I have a Discord thing? Didn't I have a Discord thing at one point? Thought I had one of those at one point. But I'll do that. That's what I should do right now, is just do this. Here's my GitHub profile. Here's the link to the Discord. I can copy this and throw it in there. There we go. We'll do a manual macro thingy at the moment. Not quite as automated as we'd like, but we will make it work. Thank you, Backward Spy, for the assist there. Yeah, if you want to come in the Discord, me and Backward Spy and if everyone else would love to give you feedback and work with you on whatever you're working on. So please do stop by. Okay. And with that, let me get a deploy going here. We'll push so that it's all live on GitHub, and we will kick off a deploy so that we can see our new final version as we wrap up here. Awesome. Thank you for joining the Discord. I will say hi to you and chat with you there after I get off stream here in just a few. thanks so much for stopping by the stream and for clicking through to the Discord. I appreciate it. Okay, I want to run. Oh, and if anyone heard, that was Discord binging on my laptop here. I think that is the join notifications I was waiting for. So yeah, I'm gonna get this deployed. Awesome. Waiting for it to say it's deployed. Then I'm gonna play a game or two live with y'all on the live one at halloween.coreyja.com. And then we're gonna get out of here. And I will see everyone next time. But not before we play at least a round or two of our new game. I'm pretty excited. There we go. This is the new version. It's up. Once upon a dark and stormy night, a group of friends decided to explore a haunted mansion on the outskirts of town. As they approached the mansion, they heard a loud crash coming from inside. What should they do? Oh, we're definitely not going to run away and call the police. We're definitely going to enter the mansion and investigate. Awesome. Thank you for the other vote. Someone, if you're in Twitch chat, please click the pinned link and vote in our game if you're feeling up to it. I'm going to run through just a few of these, and then I will leave it to you all to keep playing however you want. Let me know in Discord or any way to reach out to me. Let me know how you like it. And if you encounter any big bugs or anything interesting ChatGPT tells you for a story, I'd love to hear about it. Please let me know. My email is my username at Gmail, and you can always stop by my Discord as well. I like the graying out with disabled buttons. That looks pretty nice. Nice. That was quick too. As they cautiously entered the mansion, their flashlights flickered and the air felt heavy with the weight of the unknown. They slowly made their way through the grand foyer, broken glass crunching under their feet. Suddenly, they heard a large growl echoing from the darkness ahead. What should they do? Yeah, everyone agrees. We gotta continue forward. We just made it into the mansion. We're not gonna back out now. I was a little unsure about the minute time length here. I think that was pretty perfect. Even when they're long, it gives me enough time to read them out loud and choose an answer, but not be too long. I think 30 seconds would make it a little hard for me to read an answer live and then pick. So I'm liking this. I think a minute's pretty perfect. Yeah, a minute feels good. I really thought I thought a minute might be like what I did for dev, and then we were gonna kick it up for like the game, but I think a minute's pretty perfect here, honestly. And let's see, do one or two more of these, and then I'm going to wrap up here. Yeah, that graying out, that looks good. I'm glad I did that instead of the color change. Some of these, yeah, they're being pretty quick in prod now. I like it. As they continued forward, the growls grew louder, filling the mansion with an eerie echo. They followed the sound, their flashlights illuminating the path ahead. Suddenly, they came upon a set of stairs leading down a dark basement. The growls seemed to be coming from below. What should they do? Oh yeah, we're gonna descend into the basement. Awesome. Well, while we do that, here, let me just do a little split screen here. We can keep the game up. Oh, maybe? I liked the split. Oh, I didn't pick something. Gotcha. Gotcha, browser. I understand now. Okay, well, if you are here and don't know who I am, I'm CoreyJA. I've been streaming and doing this for a little while now. You can find, about a year now, you can find lots of videos on my YouTube channel. And you can check out my blog at coreyja.com. I like trying to do projects. I usually do more longer series of projects. So we just are finishing up a CDN in Rust that we worked on. That's about a 7-part series right now, and I think one more wrap-up coming soon. And we just started a new project doing some WASM front-end stuff in Rust. So I do usually do some Rust content. Today was a little different. We did some TypeScript and React with Bun. Bun was a lot of fun to try out, just to do something new and be able to be a little faster, use some of the React ecosystem for some stuff today. And that felt really good. So back to our story, though. As they descended into the basement, the growls grew louder and more menacing. It felt as though the darkness itself was alive with malevolence. That's not a word I'm really good at pronouncing. They cautiously made their way down the creaky stairs, their flashlights trembling in their hands. The air was heavy and filled with a foul stench. In the dim light, they could barely make out the outlines of crates and shelves covered in dust and cobwebs. Suddenly, they heard a low, guttural snarl echoing from the corner of the room. What should they do? So, I might try to tune this. Actually, let's do it live. Let's just do it, right? Because why not? There must be at least 2 options for the storage room. Ideally 3. Let's just tell it that I would like 3 options every time and hope for the best. And that does mean we're gonna lose our whole line of story here. So let's do one more and I'll deploy it and then we'll get out of here. As they cautiously approached the corner of the room, the snarling grew louder and more menacing. They could feel their hearts pounding in their chests as they braced themselves for whatever awaited them. With a deep breath, they turned the flashlights toward the source of the snarl, only to be met with the glowing red eyes staring back at them. It was a terrifying creature, with sharp fangs and claws that seemed ready to tear them apart. The creature let out a ferocious roar, causing the entire room to shake. What do? We're gonna try to retreat for the moment. At least I'm gonna vote for that, just because we've been going forward a lot. I think eventually we gotta turn around and retreat. Try for 3 prompts. We have 16 seconds, so now we're actually gonna race. Are we gonna get a new prompt by the time going out, and we're gonna like see what happens in our story, or is the deploy gonna go through and blow our whole story away, and we're gonna get a fresh one? We voted for retreating here. Someone wanted to fight. Someone in Tariq, I think that's how I said I was gonna pronounce it. Wanted to fight. I'm sorry, we went upstairs. And we're about to lose this story. Like that. Deploy happened. I'm actually really liking this whole, it just gets new game state and you get thrown back to a loading screen. Like, it's obviously a little silly, but I think it works great. Ooh, okay, too much padding. Let's see if I can remove some of that padding quick. App. And this is where, like, it would be better if I was doing this a little more rigorously, and I'd figure out a way to keep this at the bottom better, but it's okay. We'll just give it a little less padding. Evil beast defeated by a deployment. I like that. We should, like, try to get some prompts that are more coding specific eventually. Okay, I'll read this one and then I'm gonna get out of here. Once upon a time, in a small creepy town, there was a haunted house. This house was known for its spooky history and mysterious disappearances. The townspeople were terrified of it and would avoid passing it at all costs. One day, a brave group of friends decided to investigate the house and uncover its dark secrets. As they entered the creaky gate, they felt a chill run down their spines and heard a faint whisper in the wind. What do you think the group of friends should do next? Yeah, let's look for clues in the attic. I like having 3 options. I think 3 options feels a lot better than 2. 2 didn't feel like you were really doing your own story, right? It was just like, I don't know, it's just happening. I think 3 options just feels good. Yeah, so what do we want to do now? As the group of friends climbed up the creaky stairs to the attic, they could feel a strong presence in the air. The atmosphere became heavier as they reached the top. The attic was filled with dusty old furniture and cobwebs hanging from the ceiling. In one corner, they spotted a worn-out wooden chest. What should they do next? I want to open the chest. Yeah, I agree with you, Backwards Spy. 3 is nice because it seems to really like a leave option. Leave the attic, leave the thing. Oh, I forgot. We can change our votes. Yeah, you can change your votes. I forgot. I like that option. I saw someone do it, and I forgot that I could. I like having 3 because then you get 2 real ones and a go back option pretty much every time. Okay, team. This is so much fun, and I will keep reading these for hours, but I think I've got to wrap it up. So I'm going to get out of here. You guys should please keep playing along at the live version at halloween.coreyja.com. I'll leave this up for at least a good while until the ChatGPT bill starts getting too expensive, and then maybe I'll have to pull it down or try something new. But if you want to keep supporting me and make sure that I can keep apps like this up and pay that ChatGPT bill, feel free to give me a subscribe on Twitch or GitHub sponsors. I have both of those set up and would appreciate any help if you're enjoying my channel. And if you're not, that's okay too. And if you don't have the means to, that is more than okay. Thank you for coming along and hanging out. So yeah, thank you for coming and hanging out. I want to see what Backward Spy almost forgot. Oh, there we go. Do some cheers. Fun project, great stream. Thanks. Thank you for that. I appreciate it, Backward Spy. I like the cheers too. I like the flags. Those are fun. So yeah, I'm Corey J.A. If you didn't get it by now, hopefully you did. Thank you for coming along and streaming this Halloween game with me. I had a lot of fun building it. I hope you did. I hope you had fun watching along and playing it at the end here. come join my Discord and let me know what I should build next. I'm always down for new ideas, and most of these recent streams have come from viewers like you. So with that, I'm going to get out of here. Have a great Sunday, team, and I'll see you all on the internet later. Thanks. Bye.